Official Wrestling presents Recent Developments.
Are you ready for love? Yes, I am. Oh, yeah. Recent developments. Ooh, that was nice. Nice little segue.
That's how we're opening. That's literally, we started recording already. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Recent Developments. It is the morning after NXT TakeOver New York. I am your host, Kieran, and I'm joined by our resident NXT boffin. It's Croft.
Hello, everybody.
We're a bit dying, aren't we, mate?
That's
An understatement.
Yeah, it's one way of putting it.
Oh my god.
We had a good night, though.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. This is going to go out later on today that we're recording. I'm going to try and get this up as quickly as possible. So yeah, fucking TakeOver last night, man. Oh my Christ. Some people online have said, are already calling it one of the greats. Like people saying it blew New Orleans out of the water.
I would agree, to be honest.
So close for both of them. We announced last night on our live stream that we will be going back to the beginning and going back through and reviewing it. But we also decided mid show last night that we're now going to do reactions for them instead of just reviewing them. So that'll be interesting. That'd be really cool. We'll try and maybe not get as drunk during.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah, we'll just do it reactions while sober and maybe a couple maybe just like, you know, like just like one or two cans of Carlin, nothing hectic, just like a nice Friday night in, not drinking the amount that I drank last night again. Oh my god.
What's fun though?
It was good, man. It was amazing. We did have fun, but my head is not thanking me now. But anyway, let's get on to the show. Kicking us off was the NXT Tag Team titles as War Raiders took on the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners Ricochet and Aleister Black. Go.
Right, the War Raiders entrance.
Oh, mate.
Pretty fucking awesome.
I mean, it was good until they started banging the drums. It's like,
out of time.
How have you got no rhythm?
Yeah, no, I don't know who they got to bang the drums, whether they just got, like, some new guys from the Performance Center.
It generally tends to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, but, like, you know, you're in New York. I'm sure they could have found, like, a marching band. With, like, had a few drummers that had a bit of experience. Just beat your drums in time, lads. That's all I'm asking.
That's all we ask.
But it looked cool. Seeing them rise from the smoke, they looked like a really
coming up
tag team.
out of the stage was awesome.
I think Ricochet and Aleister Black got the best crowd reaction I've seen them get on a takeover.
Yeah.
I've not heard the crowd proper shout one and only in Ricochet's entrance theme, but they really did last night. Singing along to Aleister's theme as well was really cool. It was just really nice to see. They were a really hot crowd, and it was kind of setting them up for the night, to be honest.
Yeah.
They were fantastic all night. Big up to the crowd.
Yeah, you guys,
One
New
of the
York,
best takeover
considering
crowds I've
it was a New York crowd, and New York crowds are known for being quite smart. Like, it wasn't a smarky crowd. It was just a good crowd.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, well done, New York.
One thing I do want to point out as well before we get to the match itself was the fantastic moment with the light in the stands.
Oh, shit, yeah.
There was apparently an offending light that was really bright and stopping people from seeing and just getting on everyone's nerves. And there was chants going on about it. Everyone was standing up and looking at it. We were like, someone's getting ejected.
Yeah, we thought shit was kicking off.
And we said, you deserve it, chants. Like, yeah, someone's definitely being thrown out. They started a fight or something. No, it was just a light.
Just a light.
They turned it off. But yeah.
Absolute bastards.
But the nice thing was, it didn't take away from the action.
No, it didn't, and they went to a rest hold while they were chanting that, which was, you know, like nice of them not to miss anything. But, oh my Christ, what a match to start off.
This was fantastic.
Oh my actual days. It's up there with one of the best tag team matches in NXT history.
This was up there for me with Undisputed Era versus Mustache Mountain on NXT TV
oh, wow.
a couple of months ago. This was really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, TakeOver tag team openers have become the tradition now, and they're always fantastic. But this one was just keeping with tradition in opening the show in superb fashion.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's really sort of set the bar, like, for the entire weekend. And it was just phenomenal, like, all the way through. Like, there was some really cool spots with, like, Ricochet doing a friggin' handspring corkscrew sent onto the outside, towards seed or something. I don't know. It was awesome. This entire match was just off the fucking chain.
The dynamic that they had between the two teams was really nice. Started off with Black and Ricochet both doing the sit-down pose thing.
Yeah.
Ricochet marking out a little bit himself was really nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to see superstars being human.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Enjoying themselves.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing, isn't it?
And, you know, Ricochet went for his handspring back elbow thing. Hanson just busted out one of his own.
Yeah, it was like, oh man, awesome.
All of them doing dives to the outside.
Yeah.
Hanson's swanton
Yeah.
cannonball thing
my god,
off the top.
That was
insane.
Awesome. Ricochet catching one of them, like insane strength. Like
I think it was Hanson he caught.
Yeah, my days.
Body slammed him, it was crazy.
So strong, so powerful. It was awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Everyone had a really nice moment or several in this match.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even Rowe, who I think sometimes goes by the wayside when War Raiders come out. I think everyone's so focused on Hanson and what Hanson's going to do.
Yeah.
For good reason, because he's superb in the ring.
Yeah.
But it was nice to see Rowe get a bit of recognition.
Yeah.
The cool little spot he had with Aleister Black at the start of the match.
Yeah, the way they started this match was really cool. Like we were saying, like, oh, it's a face versus face dynamic. It's going to be really interesting to see how they do it. And it was really cool. Like they were just out wrestling each other, and then they sort of stopped on the floor, and then they parted, and then they were a bit more of a tussle, and then Black went to swing his leg and just stopped just before his cheek and rested his foot on his shoulder.
That was cool.
That was like a nice show of respect, and then they tagged out, and then Ricochet and Hanson got in, and then they did some back and forth stuff. But it was a really lovely way to start off the whole night with some just really solid mat wrestling.
Absolutely.
It was awesome.
I can't fault anything in this match. I can't think of any moments where I thought that maybe didn't go as planned.
Yeah. With the whole night. With the whole night.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This just kind of set the tone for superb wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. And the War Raiders retained, which means your boy was 1-0 up on predictions. Croft. It was a bold prediction.
Yeah,
I mean, bold. You did change it midstream as well.
Yeah, I think in hindsight, having them walk into WrestleMania as NXT Tag Champs wouldn't really have made much sense if you called them up afterwards. But, you know, it's something I could have seen WWE doing.
Yeah,
perhaps in the future.
But they got a fantastic standing ovation.
Absolutely.
And well deserved. We raised the glass to them. It's on our Twitter feed. And yeah, like off to the sunset they go of NXT. It's quite sad. Like
very sad.
Like Ricochet came in, had like some really cool matches, and then just left. I was like, no, Ricochet, you're so good. Come back.
Obviously, has been fantastic as a singles competitor.
Oh, amazing.
But I think last night really sold me on them two as a tag team.
Yeah, as a tag team, they surprised me because it's not an. They're not like you look at them and think, oh yeah, they go together quite well, but their dynamics are really cool.
Absolutely. So that sold me. If they're bringing them up to the main roster as a tag team,
yeah,
no complaints.
Fair enough. It was just it's a really cool way to get both of them over. Yeah. So on to match number 2, and it is for the North American Championship. Velveteen Dream defending against Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was doing some dirty tricks in this match, wasn't he?
He was acting very heely, wasn't he?
We were like, oh, is he gonna? Is he? And then he didn't.
Because he was just battering him at one point.
Yeah, but it was the point where it was, he was he went to I think he had an armbar on and Dream reached the ropes. And just before he let go, he sort of wrenched on it. And I'm like, oh, that's a bit heelish. And then he got on the
kicking him in the face.
Yeah, and then he got on the ropes again, and he was just like unrelentingly battering him. It's like, Matt, what are you doing, man?
I can understand it. I like the idea of aggressive faces because I don't think there's enough of them. I think too many faces are like, oh, I'm going to get you in a submission, and then if you get to the ropes, I'll let you go because I'm a good boy. And when what they should be doing, really, if we're suspending our disbelief.
And it's for a championship.
You should be taking advantage of the 5 count.
Yeah, and also, like, I think maybe it plays into, like, a frustration angle a little bit that Dream was getting to the ropes as much as he was. And Riddle, like, I think Morrow actually referred to it on comms and he said that Morrow was on point last night. I want to point that out. I think he said that, like, like, in the octagon, you know, when you go to the wall, like, you can still go at them, but obviously in a pro wrestling ring, once you reach the ropes, you have to break. and I think Morrow sort of alluded to that, getting under the skin of Riddle a little bit, that he couldn't just continue this onslaught. He had to be very patient, and I think that the whole story played out really, really well. And there was a point where we were like, Velveteen Dream, he's not really getting much in on this match, is he?
There was one point last night where I was calling it squash. I was like, you were saying, I think, this just kind of shows to you that Velveteen Dream's winning. Yeah. And my reaction to that, first and foremost, was, it's just a squash. And they're getting Riddle over. And he's going to batter Dream. And in hindsight, it was a very cold take. Yeah. But I think it shows kind of the mastery of these two working together, that it made me think that Dream's just getting dominated and he's going to lose this one. Dream has shown in his past few TakeOver performances that he's really good when they got him on the ropes.
He's amazing.
His selling is fantastic.
He's just so good.
He makes everything look like you just hit him with a truck. Yeah. But he still is able to come back. I was complimenting last night his very loose style. It almost feels like when you're watching him, like he's making it up as he goes along.
Yeah, which is what it should be like.
Exactly. It shouldn't look always cold and calculated, like people like Aleister Black and Ricochet often does. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a different style, but it gives Velveteen a very different.
It's a very real feel.
That's it. It feels desperate. It feels like he's pulling out all the stops every time he gets in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're going to sound like a broken record singing Velveteen Dream's praises on this podcast, but it will be done time after time because he is so good. And this match was really, really good. The back and forth that they had, Matt Riddle comes out looking incredibly strong, especially given the finish was just a quick roll up, and then Velveteen Dream retains, and your boy went 2-0 up on prediction.
I really should have bet on Dream.
I can't believe you bet against that boy. I'm so disappointed in you.
Joe, it's just because coming into this one, Matt Riddle was undefeated. I think I've always kind of seen Dream as NXT not having as much faith in him as they do a lot of the new signings. Only because they know how powerful indie marks can be. And I think they like pushing you people like Aleister Black, you people like Ricochet, War Raiders. But it's nice to see they've still got a lot of faith in the
He is like Dream is an indie darling from WWE.
Absolutely.
It's such an anomaly that he is loved by the same fans that go absolutely mental for like PWG and Evolve and stuff like that, and people crying out for him to go to AEW. But you know what, like the thing is, like, which is something I guess we'll address on a later podcast, but it's all about like just the upping the style. There's nothing wrong with WWE's style. It's just, I think it's the amount that they put out that takes away from the quality. But that's why these 5-match takeovers work so well, because you get 5 phenomenal matches that all have enough time to build up to an absolutely amazing crescendo, have 6 spots in there, and just deliver every single time. But yeah, this match was hands down awesome. Next up is for the WWE United Kingdom Championship, Pete Dunne at 685 days defending against Walter. Oh my god, I need a minute. Like, this match was unfucking real. Like, I was watching it thinking, this is a main event in any British... But, like, when I say main event, obviously you put this match on any card and it's main eventing, but the actual match itself felt like a British show main event. Like, just the whole feel of the match. You could take that match and put it in the Electric Ballroom, you can put it in the Garage, you can put it in Fusion, you can put it in Fight Club Pro, you can put it in the National Arena in OTT, you can put it in any of the UK and Ireland promotions, and it still delivers, you know what I mean? Yeah. You really felt that was like the stamp of like, this is what NXT UK is about.
I honestly couldn't agree more with that, to be honest. You summed that up perfectly. For me, watching it was a lot like whenever I've seen a UK indie show, whenever I've come to TNT. which isn't very often, but when I have...
Having more and more.
Absolutely.
Tickets, there's 20 tickets left, folks. Come and get them.
Go and get them.
And I'm doing a quick plug now. Fuck it, 18th of April, TNT Extreme Wrestling, Liverpool, Fusion Nightclub, fucking Pac versus Pentagon Jr. Jay, pay me.
It's bank holiday weekend, you're not in work the next day.
Exactly. There's
I'll be there.
Only 20 tickets left. Get them.
Do it.
Keep going.
And this kind of event really made me think of the atmosphere in the room whenever I see those indie shows. The crowd being hot for it. Them really playing to the kind of audience that they're performing in front of. And it was just a fantastic showcase of what UK wrestling's all about.
And the fact that they beat the living shit out of each other.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, my word.
There was one clothesline that Walter did that actually made me cringe. I don't cringe at wrestling much anymore.
Yeah.
It
makes you wince. It's more wince, isn't it?
Don't get me wrong, I cringe at wrestling sometimes for the worst reasons. But not when a move genuinely makes me feel physical pain.
Yeah.
For the person.
Yeah.
I feel sympathy pain for them taking the move.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
The clothesline that Walter hit Pete Dunne with just hurt me.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
Unreal.
And a lot of the joint manipulation stuff Pete was doing was crazy.
I love that that's his thing. That's just... And, like, that's his thing in the way that the fans, like, were really hot behind it. Like, any time Pete Dunne went to grab Walter's fingers, the crowd popped and were going mental. And it's like, that is... You know, he's not doing a dive to get that reaction. Open your eyes. He is just bending someone's finger backwards and he's getting just a bigger pop as someone who would do a suicide dive.
That's awesome.
He's just
so cool.
He's so good. But this, finish of the match, Walter goes up top. First of all, Walter kicks out the fucking bitter end. Well, we were like, this is it. Like, oh my actual Christ. No one has kicked out of it, I think, since Tyler Bate won it in the first place.
I think Pete...
Coffee kick out of it, didn't he?
But it was because Dunne was setting up for the finger roll.
Yeah.
So I think the story is that Dunne only lets you kick out if he wants you to, so that he can get that in.
Yeah.
But no one has kicked out and then looked so dominant afterwards.
Oh my God.
As Walter did.
He is an absolute machine. He's so good.
I was really sold on Walter.
Like this match put both of them over so amazingly well. And at 685 days, the reign of Pete Dunne comes to an end, and we were genuinely emotional.
Oh, absolutely.
I had to take a minute outside. I was like, we're in a completely new world now.
Yeah.
This is a world that we've not known since May 2017. And we said, like, and we brought this up on the live stream last night, and we said that when we did our Vintage Watch review of the second night of the UK tournament in Blackpool, when we saw Pete Dunne come out without the belt in his mouth, we said, that looks weird.
Yeah.
Like, because we got that used to it, and now now he doesn't have that belt. It's like, it was, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Yeah, I need, like, I guess when I see Walter with the belt with his side plates on it, and he walks out on NXT UK, it's like, okay, now it's real. But I think it's really going to hit me when Dunne walks out without the belt for the first time. It's so, like, it is heavy. It is so, like, I think that it's like emotional investment, but it's also for how much Pete Dunne has done for British wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, in America, and his whole story of, of flying himself over to the States with Mark Andrews and making a name for himself. Really went out there for a couple of weeks, ended up being over there for 3 months. And just absolutely owning it. So, like, this isn't the end of Pete Dunne. This won't be his only title reign. And I think I said last night, if he loses this, he's going straight up to the main roster.
I would be inclined to agree, because they've got guys that can carry the NXT UK roster.
Yeah, and it's time for Devlin. It's time for Gibson. It's time for Bates still. Like,
Yeah. They know that Dunne is already over with an American audience. You only have to go back and look at his Raw appearance against Enzo.
Yeah.
All that time ago.
Huge pop.
It was a massive pop, and he always gets such a great reaction.
Yeah.
And I think American audiences love British wrestling because they don't see very much of it.
Yeah.
So when they do, they love it.
Yeah.
And Pete Dunne is the best person to carry that forward, I think, onto the main roster.
Without a doubt. But yeah, Walter is your new NXT. It's not NXT, it's WWE UK champion. You're right there, mate.
Yeah, just sneezed. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, just alive on the podcast.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All the bodily fluids with recent developments.
Yeah, but yeah, you knew, as you said, WWE UK champion is Walter.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
The just glass of water on the entrance front. Because when he came out and
he stood in front of the
L.
L.
right in front of the L.
Oh dear. I think I saw someone someone took a bit of the promo package from last night of Pete Dunne saying "Give me Walter," but obviously in his accent he misses out. He doesn't really pronounce the L, so it sounds like "Give me water." And somebody captioned it, and then afterwards, it showed fan reactions of "Yeah, we're getting that match." And someone captioned it when you say you're going sober and you go on a night out and actually stick to it. And everyone's like, "Yeah, he's only drinking water. He's not drinking properly." I was like, "Well played, sir. Well played." Penultimate match of the night was the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship. Shayna Baszler defending against Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, and Bianca Belair.
It was well good, this.
Yeah, really enjoyed this match.
It was proper good.
Really enjoyed this match. Probably one of the better NXT women's matches there's been in a long time.
Yeah, and especially when you compare it to women's Fatal 4-Way matches before.
Yeah.
I think it was Asuka, Ember Moon, Peyton Royce.
Yeah, for the vacant one.
Who else was in that match? Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross.
And that was a decent match.
Yeah.
But it was botchy. The bits that didn't work. Asuka's pin where the ref waited.
Yeah.
And the crowd was onto it straight away.
Yeah.
It just... There was bits, there was stumbling blocks with this one. There really wasn't. The only thing that I think went wrong was caused by the ref.
Which was...
When they were doing the back and forth pinning combos.
Oh, yeah.
And it was one. Oh, yeah. And then hit two. And
yeah.
Oh, come on, ref.
Yeah,
gotta be on the ball.
Shocking. Chris Sharp wouldn't have done that. He's an NXT ref now. And he's boss. This match was just awesome. As we've said, I can't really... I'm running out of adjectives. Fucking...
Amazing.
You fucking...
Yeah, so it looks like I'm doing the rest of the podcast solo.
Fuck up. My catchphrase! Let me drop the bin all over the floor now.
Do you know that sound?
Fuck off.
Yeah, but I can't fault the talent in this match at all.
This was awesome. And Shayna Baszler retained, and neither of us called that.
No, not at all. I said Bianca.
Yeah.
Stupidly.
No.
You said Io, which is perhaps a better pick. I honestly thought that Shayna was coming up because I expect to see her tomorrow at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I thought they'd bring all the horsewomen up. Even though Jessamine and Marina are still a bit green.
Yeah, I think that's why they've kept her in there. You can definitely build something up with that.
Maybe we'll see something at SummerSlam.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. But even actually, you know what? There's no need to pull the trigger on this right away. If they've got Ronda Rousey for a long time, you may as well hold on to it until Mania next year. And get the other two up to scratch from the MMA horsewomen. But yeah, this match was absolutely boss. I'm quite happy that Shayna retained, and you were proper fuming. You were you were being a proper little mark at this, weren't you, mate?
I absolutely was, and I don't mind telling you. I was genuinely fuck this. I'm fuming. I was bored of Shayna's title reign. But really, I wasn't. What I was really trying to say, without me knowing, because I was being a filthy little mark, is I am being worked.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely falling for Shayna's heel work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's working.
Yeah, she's so good.
I can't...
It was the fact that she didn't even play into the finish, which made it even better.
She just came in, booted Bianca off.
And pinned.
Fucking got her, and it was
yeah, and got
this is how you be a fucking snide bastard cocky heel.
Yeah, and she did it on her own as well, which was quite interesting. She didn't need the other two horsewomen to help her, which is a big statement as well. Where things like that actually matter in NXT, which also leads us quite nicely into the finish of our main event. 2 out of 3 falls match for the vacant NXT Championship. Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole, baby.
And here is where the New York crowd turns smarky for me.
Okay.
Just because of the reaction that they always give to Adam Cole.
Yeah, but he gets that reaction everywhere.
I know, and it annoys me every time because he could.
For me, he doesn't do enough of a job to turn himself heel to turn fans against him.
Do you know what? I think he could come on NXT TV on Wednesday, punch a baby and kick a dog, and the crowd will still go, "Oh, it's Adam Cole," because the man just can't not be over.
Yeah.
Which isn't his fault. And
no, he's just
honest,
really good.
It isn't the fans' fault because the fans can cheer for whoever the hell they want to cheer for.
Yeah.
The only time it kind of takes away from what's going on is when he's in the ring with another mega face like Johnny. And Johnny's getting booze.
Yeah.
Which was interesting. And I thought at the start of the match, Johnny was kind of walking around the ring and looking at the crowd funny. And I thought, like, is he going to be a bit of a heel in this match? Is he going to pull out some dirty tricks? And you know what? He did. He went into Ciampa's playbook several times. He tried using Project Ciampa at one point.
Yeah. He did the air raid crash.
Yeah, he did the air raid crash. He didn't hit Project Ciampa, but he hit the air raid crash off the top. He used Ciampa's armbar at one point. It was just like...
I love the storytelling. Gargano and Ciampa are absolute kings at the storytelling. And with people like Triple H behind them as well, who is renowned for his in-ring storytelling. They're not gonna put a foot wrong, and they absolutely didn't in this match. There was a point where Adam Cole got the first pinfall, and we were like, okay, this is and I turned to you, I was like, is it gonna go 2-0 or is it gonna go 1-1? And it genuinely felt like that. I was like, Johnny's in jeopardy here.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is really on the ropes. And then Gargano pulled it back to 1-1. And it was at this point where it started to pick up. We were both we were both tired. It was the last match of the night, and it got to 1-1. We were like, nothing's really happened in this match so far, and then it fucking kicked into 12th gear.
Absolutely,
and it was awesome. Talk about crescendo booking and saving everything, especially in the 2 out 3 falls match. I guess it's the way it goes, but this final fall was unbelievable.
It was very back and forth. There was really, again, like I mentioned earlier, cringe-inducing moments in the best way. The slingshot DDT to the outside.
Oh my days!
The suicide dive that Johnny did.
Yeah.
The fairy tale ending on the announce table.
Yeah.
Not putting him through was awesome. Because you don't have to go through a table for it to look brutal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's even more brutal if it doesn't, because it's like, ooh, that's really sturdy, that's gonna hurt.
There's nothing to cushion your landing.
Yeah.
So
solid wood.
Lots and lots of really brutal looking spots, and it made you really believe in both of them. Really,
yeah.
You knew that Johnny wanted it because Johnny's wanted it for God knows how long.
Yeah.
Cole not so much, but in this match, Cole through his in-ring storytelling just showed everybody how much he wanted this, just as much, if not more so, than Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because how long has Adam Cole been in the spotlight but played second fiddle to people like Ciampa and Gargano?
Yeah, without a doubt.
And Black, and even people like Ricochet.
Yeah.
He's been in NXT, he's been getting these reactions for so long, and he's never had the chance, and he was hungry for it.
To get to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, and it really showed in this match that both of them, heads full of steam, really wanted this.
Mm-hmm.
And the finish just made it all worthwhile.
Yeah, so then Undisputed Era come out, caused a bit of distraction. The ref got knocked out, and O'Reilly and Fish jumped in the ring, took out Gargano.
Hit the finish.
Yeah, hit the finisher. Cole went for the pin. Gargano kicked out, and it was at this point we were like, "Oh my fucking Christ!"
Because I'm pretty sure no one's ever kicked out of Fish and O'Reilly's.
Yeah, and
finish.
also the what's Cole's knee?
The last shot. No one's kicked out the last shot.
Yeah, Richie kicked out that as well.
Johnny kicked out of both of those several times.
Awesome.
In this match,
it was just amazing.
It
just
really
the crescendo, the whole crescendo, and I'm going to keep using that word because it literally is what it is, and it was absolutely perfect.
The crowd really didn't know what to think. I think after he kicked out of the high and low, I think that's what we call it, the crowd were going crazy. After he kicked out the last shot, they were going mental.
Yeah.
And when he finally whacked on the Gargano escape, it was just...
I think it was when he's like, oh shit, he's close, and then he rolled through, and it's like, fuck, this is it.
It reminded me of the crowd reaction in Ciampa Gargano 1.
Yeah.
When he used the knee brace on him.
Yeah.
And it was that kind of pop. And when he won, how long has the NXT audience been waiting for Gargano to win the big one? I know I've been waiting a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I was seriously emotional. I shed a tear.
Yeah. I was like, oh, bless him. It was cute. It was
and
amazing.
then when
amazing.
Candice came out and hugged him.
Yeah, Candice ran down to the ring. And then I was like, I always sat there and I was like, okay, what are we going to get for the fake out here?
Yeah, because they brought the little show logo.
What are you going to do now? Come on. And then Ciampa walks out and I was like, okay. And then they just hugged and it was a nice moment. And I was like, yeah, that's how this should have ended.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the WrestleMania takeover, all start again, all happy ending.
That was the climax this story needed.
Perfect.
Obviously, it would have been great if we could have finally got Gargano vanquishing Ciampa.
Yeah.
Burying his demons, burying the hatchet with him, ending it.
Yeah.
But in the absence of that, obviously we know tragic circumstances means that couldn't happen.
Yeah.
This was the best alternative way to end it.
Absolutely. You have to imagine that like they'd probably put DIY in the final of the Dusty Rhodes Classic and then had like Johnny turn on Ciampa. And then that would have led to this main event. But like I'm so happy that we got what we got. It was amazing. This takeover was so good. And now I'm going to go back to bed and get ready for the G1 Supercard tonight, and then more sleep, and then WrestleMania tomorrow. Oh my days.
Gonna be a good weekend.
What a way to kick off WrestleMania week. Thank you for listening, folks. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. No, don't subscribe to this video. Subscribe to the channel, like and comment on this video. There we go. Remember to click that bell as well. Follow us on Facebook, Official Wrestling. Follow us on Twitter, Official Wrestling. Let's spell with an A. And on Instagram, which is Official Wrestling IG. You can follow me on Twitter at KJMoran96. You can follow Croft on Twitter at
Croft_Honest.
There you go. And yeah, and that is that. And we will see you in a couple of weeks' time for some new A Few Good Marks episodes. Until then, see you in a bit. Bye.